Depending on how you look at it, this will either be my most fun or my most embarrassing video. We are going to talk all things carnivore TMI. And we're going to start with the topic that everybody likes to pretend that they don't like to talk about: sex. I've seen many videos about people saying that their libido went up thanks to this way of eating, but nobody told me the truth. It's not really about your libido and your desire for sex going up, which is gonna happen. It's about the difference in the sensations and the intensity of the sensations, both from a male perspective and a female perspective. Obviously, I'll speak for the ladies. I don't know what it is, but something has changed drastically. And it's not about lubrication, it's about the feeling. I don't know how to explain it. I feel so much more. So much more. It's like my nerves are more activated and awake. I feel everything in the best way possible. And then the orgasms are like out of this world. What a way to start the video, but I must be honest, it is mind-blowing. Your health is improving, your blood sugar is improving, blood pressure is improving, your weight is stabilizing, you're losing weight or you're gaining weight depending on your situation. But when it comes to this topic, yes, you will desire sex more. You will have more sex than you ever have had, even more than when you were in your 20s or whenever you started having sex. You will feel everything and it will be amazing, especially if your partner is also carnivore. For them, they will also see a new version of yourself as well as a new version of themselves. For men, the testosterone and the primal instincts come back, and for women, you just feel desirable, which makes you more sexy and makes you want to have sex more. And you will. And your partner will love it, you will love it, everyone will be happy. And on a health level, if you are struggling with your fertility, if you haven't been ovulating, you will soon discover that you are, because you will see it, especially if you haven't seen it for months or years. You will not need to take the ovulation test. The evidence will be there and you will know. You won't need any more apps anymore. And that's why Dr. Kills always says, if you don't want to get pregnant on carnivore, then you must use protection. He is not kidding. Just to shout out my favorite carnivore doctor. If you are on your fertility journey, get this book. It will help you so much. Babies for Babies by Dr. Robert Kills. This meal plan is what really helped me to understand carnivore and helped me to eat enough. And there's so many beautiful success stories that will just warm your heart and give you so much hope if you are struggling with your fertility. Your cycle will become so much better. Yes, it will take time, but each month you will see improvements. Now, the TMI section of this is I'm going to talk about all the gory period stuff. If you don't want to see that, and I don't really understand why you wouldn't, whether you're a man or a woman, because it's very much a part of life, everybody's life, and we all came to be because your mother had a cycle and one day she didn't. So please listen, whether you are squirmish or not, or whether you think it's taboo to talk about or not, because we all need to know what a healthy cycle is. For so many years, women have had unhealthy cycles, believing that that's the norm. And the only way we're going to stop women from believing that pain is normal and believing that huge clots is normal and being in debilitating circumstances is normal is for us to talk about what a healthy period looks like. I'm only on month 3, but so many things have changed. First, I don't get the dip in my mood before my cycle, and in fact I'm recording this video 4 days before my cycle is due. In the past, there's no way I would have come on camera because I wouldn't want to be seen at this stage of my cycle. But I'm in such high spirits and I have so much energy and I'm so happy, all thanks to my new way of eating, and I just feel like a whole new person. So that's number 1. Your mood will be so much better. You will not have the dip in PMS, and if you have PMDD, I think carnivore will be amazing for you. Then we talk about the pain. So I don't get the announcement pain anymore. I don't know if you get it a week before or a few days before. I don't get any little cramps of my period letting me know it's coming. I don't get spotting before the cycle actually starts, which is a huge improvement for me. There was a time in 2023 where I spotted for 2 weeks at some point. I actually thought I was pregnant, and you know when you're on your fertility journey, every symptom that your body has makes you believe you're pregnant. And so it was so disheartening to then bleed those spots for 2 weeks only to get the cycle. It's a lot, and I could tell you 1,000 stories about many more disappointments. My point is that I don't get those spotting episodes anymore, which means that my progesterone is at the level that it's supposed to be. I'm thrilled about that because for so long I struggled with estrogen dominance, and it is just miraculous and so encouraging to see my body healing. Speaking of estrogen dominance is usually the main reason why anyone feels a lot of pain on their cycle, and carnivore is really helping me with that. I can feel it. First of all, I don't have the painful and dense breast tissue that I used to get 2 weeks before my cycle starts. They always used to have cystic fibrosis. They always used to feel dense and heavy and painful before I get my cycle. None of that is happening now. They feel so light and happy and free. Then let's talk about the flow. The color is more vibrant and beautiful. The scent of the blood is so pure. And it never was like that before, even when I was vegan. Your period is your 5th vital sign. And if you're a lady, if you want to know how you're doing health-wise, just look at the flow of your period, the scent, the number of days you bleed, whether you have clots or not, etc. Speaking of clots, I used to have the biggest clots you've ever seen, and they were like dark red. Now, I don't have any clots, and I've never not had clots. So I am honestly like, this is what I mean when I say it's miraculous and it's incredible to just watch your body changing, and in such a short time. How many supplements did I take trying to get to the point where my cycle is healed, and all I had to do was eat red meat? When I was doing research on how to deal with estrogen dominance, all the research I did said stop eating red meat, and I did stop. I stopped for years and I never got better. None of the text said stop having dairy though, and I think that is more key if you have estrogen dominance. And I watched a video by Dr. Ken Berry recently about hormones in meat, and he debunked that completely. But I would never know that it's not true if I wasn't carnivore. Even to this day, I see influencers and other doctors talking about how if you have estrogen dominance, avoid red meat. And I just look at them and I just think, my gosh, you are telling people the absolute opposite thing of what they should be doing. And it's so sad, because those women will continue to suffer the same way that I did until they figure out that the thing that they tell you to avoid is the very thing that would heal you. This world is upside down. Speaking of odors, when you go carnivore, you will notice that your underarms will no longer have a scent, and if they do have any kind of scent, the scent will actually be kind of sweet. I don't know the science behind this, but Steak and Butter Girl has mentioned this before on her channel. And when I heard it the first time, I did not understand what she meant until it happened to me. I am thrilled about it because who doesn't want to smell sweet? That's why everyone is buying all these fragrances and perfumes anyway, and now it's coming to me naturally. So not only do I not have to worry about putting toxic chemicals on my body, I'm exuding a beautiful scent naturally. And of course, I can't make this video without talking about the ultimate TMI situation of every carnivore, especially when you're new. The dreaded number 3, which is also known as diarrhea. When you up your fat, especially if you're like me, coming from a previously low fat, more like zero fat, actually, that's the truth. My diet consisted of no fat at all. I didn't even know it was important. And I don't think my parents knew it was important either. But once you up your fat, especially after being no fat or low fat, your body will get the shock of its life and you may spend more time in the loo than you want to. But don't worry. And even if you don't have a gallbladder, I have heard that your body will adjust and it's just temporary and you'll be fine at some point. Not that I can tell you how long it's going to take because everyone's journey is different. I'll tell you my own story. I started carnivore, chilled vibes, and then I found a 30% fat mince and I bought it and I started eating it. And for the next 2 weeks, I was eating it and I noticed that I needed to go to the loo every single day at the same time, every night, which was between 1 and 2 in the morning. And if you look at the body clock, you will see that that is the time where the gallbladder is functioning. And so it makes sense as to why I was waking up between 1 and 2 in the morning to go and have a freaking number 3. It was very annoying. It does stop at some point because your body realizes that it needs to up the bile in order to handle this higher amount of fat that you are now consuming. And that's the beauty and the miracle of our bodies. They're always working with us and never against us. Although all of us have been told, oh, your body is attacking itself. Your body is failing in this way and that way, and none of that is true. And we'll go down even more rabbit hole and more conspiracy theories if you like. For example, I've also heard that when someone gets cancer, the tumor is actually a sac of the toxins and it's your body's way of protecting you from those toxins. That's why it creates a pocket for them. And then unfortunately, in order to test for cancer, they prick the tumor and that's what makes cancer spread. You can tell me what you think of that in the comments, but to me, it makes a lot of sense because I know that our bodies were wonderfully and perfectly made by our Creator. But that is a story for another day. Another TMI situation that I've had on carnivore is that when I started taking iodine, I had major detox symptoms. And my detox symptoms manifested as a very unsightly acne rash situation on my back. I'm gonna spare you and not post the pictures. I was not taking all the cofactors and I learned my lesson. Now I am, and that acne and rash is going away. But if you do choose to take iodine, please take the cofactors, especially if you were a child or an adult who's taken lots and lots of antibiotics in your life, lots of painkillers in your life. And if you've been around, the flame retardant fabrics, if you've been around a lot of bromide, not that I knew that I'd been around a lot of bromide, but you will soon find out, especially if you're not taking the cofactors. Your detox symptoms could be worse than a unsightly rash or acne, who knows? So please take them and don't be stubborn like me and think that you will not be affected by the detox symptoms. If you grew up in a world where you trusted what they told you, or your parents trusted what they told them, they, the doctors, and them, then you may see a lot of side effects to taking iodine. This one is not TMI, but it's something I wanted to share because it's something that has started happening to me and I am, again, amazed. So, in the time that I've known my husband, there has never ever been a time where I wake up before him. Until recently, I am waking up so early, so early. And I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy. And I feel so alive when I wake up in the morning. And this is coming from someone who had to press snooze 1,000 times. Like, I cannot believe that this is the same life and I am the same person. And I feel rejuvenated when I wake up and I have such a positive outlook on life. Everything feels like it's coming together just because I changed what I eat. It sounds crazy, but I'm sure you can relate. The fact that you don't have to worry about the toxins that you're putting in your body by mistake because you're not buying anything in a packet or a box. The fact that you don't have to worry about whether your veggies are organic or not. And if you don't buy organic, you don't have to worry about cleaning the veggies or the fruit properly before you consume it. You don't have to think and spend so much time planning what are you going to eat, what are you going to feed your family. All these thoughts are gone, which means you can focus on the things that actually matter in your life. I have so much more time and energy that I can dedicate to my self-care, my business, my career, my relationships, my life. I'm just buzzing. And then you wake up and your day feels so much longer and you feel like you've got so much more time to spend with the people that you actually love, because you get to spend more time with them in the morning before you start work or before they go to school. And then in the nighttime, dinner takes 5 seconds to prepare, you eat it, and then your night feels longer because there's less dishes, there's less cleaning, there's less faffing around. It's just... I could cry because people are so stressed out there. They get stuck in traffic. They feel like they live for the weekend. And now I'm living a life where every day is just so beautiful and vibrant. And I'm so thankful to have found this path, especially after struggling for so long to figure out what is going on with my health. And it's been such a short time, but the future is bright and I feel so lucky, so blessed, so fortunate, so favored to have found this path. And I feel very sorry for anyone who does not believe us when we say, this is it, we feel good,